Hello and welcome to Inside the UHL.
Da-da-da-da-da.
There you go. Alright, and here we are after Game 7 of this 12-game season at least. And a great game. Greg McMillan, Greg Davio, Kevin Lee, and Scott Sim really dominated the score sheet. Not to mention Matt Gradinsky in nets. And we can finally say Scott's slump, his losing slump, may be over now. More on the game a bit later, but again, a great game from Greg Davio and Kevin Lee. Greg really coming out of the net and showing what he's made of. Even though he said that he doesn't play hockey for shit, so I mean, it was a real surprise out there. Moving on to a bigger story, Edward Dodsworth continues that bad struggle in net. In fact, he has not won a regular season game or playoff game in regulation since the third game of last year, which was June 19th. Almost a year. He was completely shelled last game. Just dominated in net. Yeah, Ed just struggling in nets. He's having trouble seeing the ball, his rebound control. But we'll get to the panel on that a bit later. Also, Chris McKenzie also struggling. He's stuck at 3 points. I mean, this guy's got talent. He's got potential. He's just not using it well. I mean, many times he had 2-on-1s in the last game, and he made bad decisions, not deciding to pass it or trying the deke on the weak side on a 0% shot instead of going into the middle. And then also, you know, shooting without looking. He has got to, well, he has a no-no right now. Bad. That's bad. And then we look at Stuart Control. This guy is playing amazing on defense. He has been great. One of the best defensemen in the league by far. He last game really stuck to Riley and Andrew real well, and he just dominated them. I mean, Andrew ended up getting 6 of the 7 goals, but he stuck on them like glue, and Riley didn't even have room out there. It was he is just playing great. Stu's playing great, and you get a bam for that, Stu. Good job. And in another story, Greg McMillan retakes the lead in the UHL. He's back on top after losing Game 6. He wins Game 7 and retakes the lead. Now, the next game of the UHL will be Sunday, June 14th at 4:30 p.m. It should be a good game. There will be no set teams this time. We have at least 12 confirmed to show up and 3 maybe, so hopefully we'll see you out there. And next is the... Alright, we're back here on Inside the UHL with the panel. We have Doug McLean and we have first time Matt Gradinsky. Alright, let's get to the first major story in the league. The big story is Edward Dodsworth and his struggles in net. He's just getting shelled, Matt. What does he have to do to start stepping up and get that win that he so desperately needs right now?
We've been trying to work on his 5-hole since the spring, and you know it's still weak, and maybe a little bit more work on that glove side since he got beat from that long-range shot from the other end.
I mean, what we're really noticing too is, and I mean, we got to give a credit, we got to give a bam to Kevin Lee, is that he has finally taken his game to the next level on offense and has decided not to go for that 5-hole. And has gone for the other moves, and he was really killing Ed last game. On those breakaways, is there anything Ed needs to do there? Like,
well, I think Ed is just playing too much for the 5-hole. When Kevin decided to finally change things up and go for the deke or go for the glove or the blocker, I think it really fooled Ed. So he has to work on maybe waiting to try to outweight Kevin Lee.
Yeah. Doug, what do you see in Ed and what he needs to change?
Nothing, man. This guy sucks. There's nothing we could change. I mean, face it, if I was playing, I wouldn't want to be in this guy's team because I know I'm losing.
So, but is there anything that can change that, though? He's got to improve somehow.
I don't know. He just gotta, I don't know, maybe God will give him the talent one day, maybe in his sleep tonight, but he just sure as hell doesn't have it now.
Alright, harsh words from a harsh man in Doug McLean. Let's move to Stuart Control. I mean, this guy is every year just keeps moving up that leaderboard. Every game, he's giving it all he's got. Stu's defense. Let's start with you, Doug. What is so good about it? What is making him be this starting defenseman that everyone loves?
I think it's just his relentless pressure. He just gets on it, gets on the ball, gets on the guys. He just doesn't give up. He works hard and everything. And second of all, he doesn't have Ed as a goalie. He's not. He doesn't have to work. He doesn't have to work that hard because he doesn't have Ed in net.
Matt, what do you see in Stu?
Stu's good at clearing the puck. He's always on the ball. He's able to always clear the puck in front of the net, so it helps the goalie a lot when he clears all those rebounds.
All right, and let's move to Scott Sim. I mean, the guy's been struggling. He was stuck at one point with Riley. Riley broke out of his slump, and now has Scott turned the corner? Is Scott now on the right track?
I think it's too early to tell, but it was a good sign last game that he finally broke out with a couple of goals, a couple of assists in his first one of the year. So who knows? We'll see next game to see if he can continue it.
Now, Doug, you weren't there at the last game because of an injury. From what you've seen from Scott, what is he doing? What does he need to change to keep going further? I mean, do what Nikolai did last year, and kind of like get slow, but then keep going and finish in the finals.
I think he just needs to keep working hard, like doing his job. Where he's playing defense, just clearing the zone, or he's putting offense, getting shots on net, and he'll turn. Don't worry, Scott, he'll turn.
All right. Thank you very much. We'll be back with a very short panel on the quiz. All right. Welcome back to Inside the UHL. A short change. I said that we would be doing the quiz, but I've changed my mind on the last second again, and we are doing plus and minus, a new segment here on Inside the UHL. Each of us will give a plus, and each of us will give a minus. Now we'll start with, well, what do you guys want, the good news or the bad news? Let's go bad news. Let's start with the minuses. Matt, let's start with your first minus.
All right, my minus is to Riley Ballas. Really struggling still. Did not score last game, and seems to have a hard time putting that puck into the net. Seems to have bad bounces. Maybe not really his fault, but still has to put the puck more into the net.
All right, Doug?
Edward Dodsworth. Need I say more?
Short and sweet. And I'd have to say my minus would go to Chris McKenzie. We saw a lot of promise in him in the first game. He had 5 goals right off the bat, and he hasn't gotten a point in the league since then. He's been putting the puck in the net, but not nearly as much as he needs to. All right, and let's move to the BAMs or the pluses. Doug, we'll start with you this time.
No, my BAM will have to go to Kevin Lee. I mean, this guy is a scoring threat. He just puts the puck in the net. Simple as that. And I think it has to do with Edward Dodsworth with the net. He's playing Ed. He's got a lot of chances to score.
Matt?
My ban goes to Nikolai, definitely, because he's just definitely...
You're talking about a guy that wasn't even there last game.
Whatever. He's still playing great. Even if he wasn't there last game, he's still up there on the leaderboard for points, even though, he doesn't really show off that much, but he's still able to get the job done.
All right, and my BAM will go to Matt Grudinski. This guy is pretty much flying on the radar right now. No one's really noticed him, but he is right there at the top, in the top 4, and he continues to shut the door in goal. And even when he's playing out, he's putting pressure on, and he's going to have his breakout game. And it seems like this season has been his breakout season. Anyways, that is the panel, and that is this edition of Inside the UHL. We hope to see you at the next game. Thank you.